WWE Money in the Bank. This was definitely the pay-per-view of the year. I'm gonna say the show of the year. This blows away anything that Ring of Honor did this year, which I think is saying a lot. It's I'm gonna say this is the best WWE pay-per-view I've seen since WrestleMania 19. I'm gonna give the show a 10 out of 10. I thought, I expected the show to be good. I was really excited about it, but god damn it, I didn't expect it to be this good. I mean, we got everything. This pay-per-view had such an amazing crowd. We got great booking, creative booking. We got, great high spots. We got, fun matches. We got, great storyline advancement. We got, you know, just pretty much everything you could ask for. I could go on and on and on about how great the show was. And, I see some people bitching about the filler matches like Kelly and the Mark Henry Big Show match. Like, who gives a shit, Those matches, obviously after you watch a half-hour Money in the Bank match, you need time to cool off, recharge your batteries, and, go to the bathroom, get a drink. So I was fine with that. I don't see why so many people are kind of dwelling on, the negatives on the pay-per-view, because I thought what was advertised to deliver exceeded expectations, and definitely I'm going to give the show a 10 out of 10, and by far, one of the best shows I've ever seen in my whole life, and I just had so much fun watching it. I don't think I've ever had this much fun watching a show and marking out this hard for some of the moments that were on the show. And I'm not just saying this was a great show because my favorite wrestlers went over: Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Alberto Del Rio, who I think is very, very talented, and Christian winning the world title. So obviously, probably four of my favorite wrestlers in the WWE won their matches. But I'm not just saying it's a great show because of that. If Cena won with the Attitude Adjustment, I still come on here and say, that was the match of the year. Still a great match. So definitely, just everything just clicked. And, I'm very, very excited to see where the company's going to go from here. They're on the verge of just breaking out. And because, when it comes down to it, there's nothing quite like professional wrestling. I know a lot of people, hate, the lifestyles of professional wrestlers and all that shit, but very, very few people have seen professional wrestling for what it could be. And, this is the show where that, if I was to show somebody, this is everything that professional wrestling can be, this is definitely the show to watch. So I can't say enough about it. I'm just very, very proud that, this show took place. All right, so let's just get right down to it. Let's talk about the Smackdown Money in the Bank ladder match, which, in my opinion, this is the greatest Money in the Bank ladder match that I've seen out of everything. Now, I'm going to say, if some people have some complaints about it, maybe there's a little bit too much Kane and Wade Barrett and, Kane chokeslamming people around. But I thought everyone looked good. I thought Kane played his role pretty nicely. I thought, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel really got to show what they could do. They look like two young, hungry badasses who just, delivered on all their spots. This is just very, very exciting. Sheamus looked great, at the powerbomb spot on Sin Cara, got a great reaction. I thought Sheamus looked hungry. He looked crisp. He looked dominant. And, what can I say? Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan winning the match was definitely a markout moment. I was just on the edge of my seat, just going crazy. When Daniel Bryan won, I was like, yeah. I was like, just, I've never been, I was like a little kid again. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And I didn't expect Daniel Bryan to win. I know Mickey Babylon pitched the idea of, having, Punk win and Daniel Bryan chase CM Punk for the belt. And, pretty much, what he booked in his fantasy video, we pretty much got on this show. And I'm just speechless. And as far as the match goes, it was really, really good. I thought Daniel Bryan did a lot of great things out there, like particularly the spot with Kane. When Kane was about to chokeslam him, and then, Daniel Bryan countered it into an armbar on the top of the ladder. And I thought that was great when he was elbowing Wade Barrett. That was very dramatic, because I thought Barrett was definitely going to win. And then, when Danielson got up there and grabbed the briefcase, it was just like, wow. And then he was really emotional about it. Daniel Bryan, to me, I'm just being honest, he's the greatest wrestler I've ever seen. And, Benoit, the whole situation with Benoit really, really affected me. But, there was, the one guy that really made me forget about that whole thing was Daniel Bryan, was Bryan Danielson. When I started following him, he just, I could have very easily said, fuck pro wrestling. I can't believe what Benoit did. It's not worth it anymore. But Daniel Bryan was the guy that, kept me a fan and kept me watching, just kept me glued in. So, his goal is to main event WrestleMania one day. And, the fact that, that might be a possibility. I'm just really happy for the guy, because, he works his ass off, and nobody loves wrestling more than Daniel Bryan. So Yeah, just really, really excited. And when Daniel Bryan cashes it in, I'm going to guarantee this is going to be a situation where he's going to want to do it the honorable way. I can't see him just, I can't see the Daniel Bryan character, cashing it in the cheap way. Anything's possible, but we'll see what happens. The Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. This was good. A lot of people are complaining about the botches, but in my opinion, it really made the match more realistic. I really did. I think it's unrealistic to have every single spot go smoothly and all that stuff. So I don't know. I thought this was a lot of fun. Obviously, we got Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne doing a shooting star press from the top of the ladder. Kofi Kingston and Swagger, they took a pretty tough fall. The stuff with Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio was just gold. They were booing the shit out of Mysterio. Del Rio got a great reaction when he won the belt. Like Trueslayer said, very chaotic, but it was the type of situation where the chaos really made the match interesting. I thought the crowd was great. This had a very edgy feel to it, the whole match. The Miz getting hurt, I don't, obviously I think this is a workout, but it really came off like it was legit, the way they zoomed in on the Miz's leg. So, when the Miz came out, he got a great reaction. Like I said, they were booing the shit out of Mysterio. I just think Mysterio is stale. I just think they need to do something different with him. And Del Rio really played the goofy, lucky heel in this match. And throughout the whole night, I thought he did a great job in his role, Alberto Del Rio. You could say that he looked weak at the end of the show, but I kind of disagree with that. Overall, just another solid Money in the Bank ladder match. I give it 4 stars. Great stuff. I think the right guy definitely did win the match. I don't think you really could have gave it to anyone else but Del Rio. So let's move on to the Smackdown World Title match. So we had Randy Orton and Christian Cage going at it for like the 4th or 5th time. And I love this feud. Christian really stuck to his guns and made sure that in the storyline that the right thing would happen. And so if Randy Orton would win the match, if Randy Orton would get disqualified, then Christian will win the title. And, this was short, but I thought it was awesome, though. I really thought the storytelling was great. I thought the crowd was great. The crowd was turning on Orton. You could definitely tell Orton was very frustrated with, the crowd reaction. And Christian played a really, really smart heel. The counters were great. Orton pulled out some stuff that he hadn't done in a very, very long time. He pulled out that neck breaker when he put Christian on top of his back and brought him down. Yeah, I don't think Orton's done that since like 2004. So that was a really impressive move. Like I said, just great storytelling, great facial expressions from Orton. I thought this is one of Randy Orton's best performances in a long time. Say what you want about Randy, but a lot of people think he's been overrated. He's disappointed a lot of times. But when you bring the best out of him, and I think the crowd and Christian just has a knack for just bringing the best out of Orton. Ever since they've been touching, their matches have just been gold in my opinion. And just very creative booking. Christian spitting in Orton's face, Orton just snapping. I thought it was a great way. It's too unrealistic to have Christian straight up just beat Randy Orton. Randy Orton, they've invested a lot of money in him. He's the face of SmackDown. They want to make Christian the top heel on SmackDown, which I'm very, very fine with. And so I just thought it was beautiful in the aftermath with Orton snapping. Orton just took all the negative energy from the crowd and just put his heart into that last segment. And the aftermath with him just snapping, RKO and Christian several times on the table. Usually when a babyface snaps, particularly, babyfaces that, got actually booed during the match, when they actually snap during the aftermath, it doesn't really come off well. I remember Edge last year at WrestleMania against Jericho, when he snapped and tried to spear Jericho through the table. He got booed. That really didn't get a great reaction. We've seen Homicide, snap and drag Get USA, and everyone knows that was crap. And but yeah, this really worked. Orton got booed during the match, but by the time the match was over, it was like Orton was just a badass. He just, and I really think, not anybody could have pulled this off. I think Randy Orton, having the experience and having the being a third-generation superstar, learning from his dad, learning from his grandfather. I think he used the facial expressions and all that stuff, just to make that aftermath come off legit. And, you really got to give him credit for, the way that came off, because that just came off beautiful. Even though the match is short, great storytelling. I just loved it. I actually think this is their best match, to tell you the truth. And it features some good wrestling as well. All right, so let's talk about the main event, the match of the year. Punk's promo definitely, had an effect on this overall crowd. When Punk came out, he was just treated like a god. They're in Chicago. Cena, this is pretty much the same, kind of crowd reaction that WrestleMania 22 got, that One Night Stand 2006 got. That same type of energy. But the difference was here, we got more than just, those really weren't great matches. But here we just got an awesome, awesome, roller coaster of a match. We got great wrestling. Punk proved in this match how great he could be. Very rarely has Punk really shown in the WWE that, he could be an awesome wrestler. You proved it against Jeff Hardy a couple times and John Morrison, but besides that, they never really let Punk go out there in the main event and just, rock the house. And, I mean, the crowd was just insane. I mean, I don't see how you can't say this is the match of the year. I saw Eddie and Davey live, and I'm going to tell you, this blows that away by far. I mean, once again, I was just on the edge of my seat, just marking out for some of the stuff they were doing. And I would agree. I think the commentary sucked. I thought Booker T's Rocky IV reference just didn't work. And yeah, like I really wished I could have turned the commentary off and just listened to the crowd during this match. But God, I mean, this was just amazing. I thought Cena. Let me talk about Cena. Cena really proved that, when he wants to be and when he's motivated, he could, he's one of the best of all time, as far as, storytelling, as far as, just delivering, an exciting, roller coaster of a match. And I thought the booking was beautiful with Cena coming out and clotheslining John Laurinaitis before he tried to, get the timekeeper to ring the bell. That was awesome booking. Kicking out of the attitude adjustment, the Punk rolling out of it, Cena rolling out of the ring after to go to sleep, just very, very dramatic. I can't say enough about it, man. I'm gonna say, 5 stars, definitely the best match Cena's had, better than his match with HBK by far, in my opinion. Definitely, arguably the best match Punk has ever had. Maybe even better than Joe versus Punk too. It's definitely it's definitely possible. And then Punk, leaving with the WWE Championship, that finish was just beautiful. I mean, very, very well executed. They gave the fans what they wanted. And let's just see what happens from here. I cannot wait to see where they're going to go with the storyline. And so, Alberto Del Rio coming out, I thought it was pretty funny. I guess it kind of hurts him to a degree, but I think it was worth it, and it put over Punk even more. So, like I said, great effort from Cena. Cena really, earned my respect even more tonight. Even Randy Orton. Let's talk about Randy Orton some more. Randy Orton really, both Cena and Orton really, they've been taking a lot of crap, but I thought both guys really stepped up and proved, how valuable they can be when the pressure is on. So, and Punk is just a genius. That Punk's promo is going to be talked about for years to come, and you can just see how much it's affecting everyone. So, yeah, just a really exciting time. If you haven't seen it, definitely, if the WWE keeps delivering like this, I'll buy the pay-per-view every single month. I really don't care about the money. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.